Now we will move on to the next example, that is foundations of buildings are kept wide so that the weight of the building may act on larger area. So you all have seen the foundations of the buildings. So the foundations are usually they are made in a very large area. Why these foundations are made so? As a result, because it will exert a lesser pressure on the ground, this avoids sinking of buildings into the earth. That means if you can see in this image, it has got very large foundation, it has kept wide, it has got large area. What happens when the area is large? It will exert a lesser pressure on the ground so that it avoids sinking of buildings into the earth. So let us go for next example. A potter wears turban on his head when he has to carry heavy loads. So this helps him in increasing the area of contact of load and so as to reduce the pressure of the load on his head. Here you can see a potter is wearing a turban. So here turban is nothing but it is made up of a cloth. Here can you see on his head? So this is called as a turban. So this is used when he has to carry a heavy loads on his head. So what will happen then? Area of contact of load will come in contact with the area of this turban. So the pressure will be reduced. Here you can see the turban has got very larger area. So the pressure of the load on his head is reduced. So here you can see in this image, so this fellow is wearing a turban. On that turban he is carrying a heavy load. So here this is the reason why turban is weighed. Why it is weighed means because to reduce the pressure on the load. So let us go for a next example. School bags and shopping bags have broad straps or belts so that the area of contact increases and thus the pressure on hand or shoulder is reduced. So in the school bags and shopping bags you can see the broad straps. So this is called as a strap. It has got a very large strap. Why it has got a very broad strap means, so the area of contact increases and thus the pressure on the hand or shoulder is reduced. So here you can see the larger area that comes into the contact, so the pressure on the hand or shoulder is reduced. So this is of the shopping bag. In the shopping bag also here you can see the broader straps. So why they are using a broader straps means to reduce the pressure on our hand or the shoulder, we are using the broad straps. Instead of broad straps, if we are using a narrow straps, what will happen then? Then there will be more pressure on the hand or shoulder. So to reduce this pressure, school bags and shopping bags have broad straps. Let us go for the last example. You all have seen the railway tracks and a rail. So it is related to the rail. Wide wooden sleepers are placed below the railway tracks so that the pressure exerted by rails on the ground becomes less. So here you can see, so this is a railway track and you can see the wooden here. So here wooden sleepers are placed below the railway track so that the pressure exerted by rail on the ground becomes very less. So these wooden sleepers are of large area, so the rail will usually runs on this railway track. The rail will run on the railway track. Usually at first time the rail will come contact with this railway track, but it does not come contact with this wooden sleeper. So here we are using a wooden sleeper to reduce the pressure exerted by the rail on the ground. So this is the reason we are using the wide wooden sleepers. So let me go back for a school bag. So here also we are using straps to reduce the pressure on the hands or shoulder. When these straps come on contact with our shoulder, when we have a heavy load in our bag also, there will be a lesser pressure. It is because of the broad straps.